Welcome to the Games Freezer.
Hello, it's Richard. It's Games Freezer's 10-minute taster for a really cool game called Nantucket. And it's all about the seven seas. It's the obligatory pirate impression that you've got to do if you're ever doing a look at a pirate style game or anything to do with boats. This is not really actually pirates. This is all about chasing down Moby Dick, the whale, and you play Captain Ishmael, or in my case Captain Ricardo, as I generally change my name to in any video game. Anyway, so you play in this really cool, really well thought out universe that's reminds me of a fighting fantasy kind of game. That's what it reminds me of, like one of the books. You basically roll dice in encounters. It feels like you're in a interactive novel. It's really cool. I enjoy it. I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it plays. In terms of visuals, they've got the look perfect. I mean, obviously it's not the most intense graphical game, but it's all about the atmosphere that it builds. So let's start in the tutorial, as I tend to start, and you get to learn about the key points of gameplay as always. And you will get to learn how to do various things in the tutorial. So let's have a look, shall we? So first stop is the tavern. So in the tavern you can start hiring scurvy sea dogs to go on your voyage with you. You get crew members, 5 classes. You've got sailors, hunters, craftsmen, scientists and cabin boys, that you can sort of train to be any other type of class, and they earn traits, etc., depending on your exploits. So within the tutorial you're asked to hire Queeperg. Is it Queekeg? Sounds about right. He looks like he's an American dude. You can check their stats. Got different traits, skills. So he's a swimmer. He's a hunter by class. And yeah, the different traits against each of the characters mean they're good at different things. Okay, so the shipwright. So you go there basically to amend your ship, repair, add items to it, improve, research, and then obviously up your level of ship as you go along. Within this tutorial they give you quite a decent ship by the looks of it. So you got the harpoons there where you're using to hunt whales, which seems to be the main focus of this game, hunting whales, which nowadays is seen as absolutely terrible, and rightly so. But back then it was maybe not as prevalent, and the technology wasn't there, so they were literally using harpoons to hunt these whales. So it was quite a dangerous exploit back then. Probably still is now, but not so much. Anyway, whale hunting is not a good thing, full stop. Right, okay, so now we're into the merchant, the general store where you can buy supplies for your journey. So you've got barrels of water that you need. Within this tutorial we're asking for 20 barrels of water. That's a lot of water. As you find as you go on, if you have too much of any particular supply on board, it will actually mean your crew will start eating more or drinking more than they would normally if there was more of a ration. So you've got to get the balance right. which is quite a nice little touch. It's not just thinking, right, okay, let's buy as much as I can buy. It's how many days are we out on sea for, and how much should I buy for that journey. You'll also get grog for the men on board, and wood to repair with, and obviously food as well. So within the newspaper, which is where we've gone to next, you'll get to see the latest news, which kind of just gives you headlines. I'm not too sure how factually correct this is. I'm pretty sure it probably is pretty correct. I haven't checked it. July 1818. But from here you also get jobs. In other words, you get quests from the newspaper. So various exploration ships have gone off in search of a particular whale, and then now it's your turn. So this is where the main part of the game will kick in. Once you've done your preparation in a port somewhere, that port could be anywhere around the map. At the minute we're in Nantucket. Once you've done all that preparation and you're ready to go, then you set sail on the seas. Once you've looked at your crew arrangement. So let's have a look. So you can start assigning people to different parts of the ship. So at the quarterdeck, you've got Flask. And obviously that matches up with his skills. So this part here is the navigation part, where you're looking at the wind, excuse me, at the wind pattern. So let's have a look. Prevailing winds. You can now inform Captain Ahab of the sightings you have read about and then open the quest interface by clicking on the right field menu. Select the mission you're interested in. Okay. So yeah, so now you're excuse me. Now you're opening up your quest log, basically choosing the one you want to go on. Click on that and away you go. So then that shows you where it is on the map. And then you want to select your destination. So you use your mouse buttons to do that. You get this nice little line that comes out on a lovely map. I am a mapaholic, or whatever the actual term is for that. But I absolutely love these old school maps, whether they be hand drawn ones from someone who's played Zelda and mapped out all the dungeons, or whether there's these old school kind of seafaring maps. I think they're really cool. Anyway, maybe that's why I like the Goonies so much, because they follow a map, don't they, to the treasure. Right, okay, so once you've mapped that out, you've basically found your destination, press the right button, you then set sail. And down there on the bottom left you can see the time and the date. Right, here we go. So it's a random encounter. Captain Ahab walks out of his cabin, shouting orders to Starbuck. His wooden leg, what does that say? Echoes like a war drum. As he reaches you, he stops, watching you work. He says, "Hey kid, you clearly have no idea how to scrub a deck. Do you know at least why you're here?" So obviously any response will be adding a trait. Yeah, I want to know how to kill whales. Good, cries Ahab as he walks away from you. Strong trait added. So those are the kind of little encounters that happen. So yeah, bottom left is where your time is. You can go ×1 as it is in a minute, or ×3 if you want to speed things up, which later on is how I played it on the speeded up version. Okay, look out, spots a creature blowing in the distance. The whereabouts sent by Captain Ahab confirms that this is the place you were looking for. Right, so away we go. So now we're into the kind of the battle screen, where you've got to send out a boat to go and have a ruck, basically. So on board we've got Ricardo and Starbuck, and we're going to send Queekerg on that as well. That's a signing to the boat. Strike, so we've got strike, cool. Right, he's on the boat. We continue, and now we're going to jump into battle. So we're fighting a narwhal. The other boat has been tipped over by the looks of things. So all the men are overboard, as you see from their status bar. Creature profile, tell you special ability. And away we go. Let's roll the dice. Okay, evasive maneuver. Select the enemy card to remove it. Oh, there's that in it. Right, okay. So, right, so that's an evasive maneuver. So what am I got to do now? Select the hunting side of the Starbuck. That's evasive. Oh, there. Is that it? This is a bit tricky. Not quite sure what the hunting side is. That's a bit odd. It's the flashing dice, and that's basically what it is. I was looking for a kind of side of the boat or something. Alright, strike. We're in. Narwhal, dead. Queepeg to the rescue. Arr, they all turned fin up. Right, the agitated water's boil red with blood. And there you go. So from the narwhal we've managed to obtain some blubber, some meat, and that should keep the lads happy for a while. So let's get the blubber on board. Take the blubber. You can sell that, I think, one looks at it. Not sure there's any other use for it, is there? Maybe you can get oil from it or something. So now you can have a look for whaling areas by enabling the filter on the map. So that's kind of the basic way of playing, and as you work your way around the map and to different ports, you'll pick up different quests. Now this is the real intro.
Drink ye harpooners, drink and swear, ye men that man the deathful whale boat's bow. Death to Moby Dick.
Death to Moby Dick.
If we do not hunt Moby Dick.
Moby. You ain't gonna catch him with that, are you? Look at the size of that harpoon. It's nothing. I can't imagine that they really caught whales with these size of harpoon. Surely not.
Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm.
So I think this is now
Twice
Captain
by the
Ishmael.
Lord for my blasphemous promise to hunt Moby Dick, and by Ahab for surviving the Pequod and its sons swallowed by the sea. I was craving to conquer my spot in heaven by striking my iron in Moby Dick's heart. So I headed back to Nantucket,
Nantucket.
looking for a new ship and wealth-seeking sailors.
There you go. So that's where your quest starts. So from here on in, it's kind of up to you how you play it. Same kind of loop again. You're gonna go to your merchant store. You're gonna stock up on what you need. You get your jobs out of the paper. So discover new whaling areas. Okay. And then from there onwards, totally up to you how you play it out. and I think that's what draws me to this game. Does remind me of like I said at the start, the fighting fantasy novels where you sort of plot your own route through a kind of predetermined story, but how you get there is up to you. That's pretty cool to me. Yeah, like I say as well, the style of it's drawn me in. I think I'd like to see how this pans out and how I can build my own crew, shape them and mould them as I see fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with my next 20 odd minutes or so of my first quest out on the open seas on my own, where I'll encounter all sorts of sea beasts, and we'll see if my hand-picked crew make it or not, and see what mistakes I make as well along the way, because I think that's the key from playing this game. You're going to die a few times, learn from your mistakes, think about how you'd plan it differently next time round, and then go from there. So here you go. This is Richard. This was the 10-minute taster for Nantucket, and I hope you enjoy the next 20 minutes of my sailing the seas, sailing those 7 seas. Arr! This is Captain Ricardo, over and out. Stay frosty. Arr!
Johnny, leave her. The seas were high and the gales were strong, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, John.
www.gamescruiser.eu